This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 2, Lesson 27. In this lesson, we're going to use the patterns that we looked at in Lesson 26 to help us with division problems when the divisor is a decimal. The first problem is 56 divided by 1 6/10. We usually use estimation with our divisor when we do our division, but it's hard to estimate with 1 6/10. So we're going to multiply 1 6/10 by 10 to get rid of the decimal. When I multiply 1 6/10 by 10, I know that my digits will all move one place value to the left. That means instead of 1 6/10, I will have 16. The 1 moves into the tens place and the 6/10 moves into the ones place. If I multiply the divisor by 10, I also have to multiply the dividend by 10 to keep the equation balanced. So 56 multiplied by 10 is 560. In Lesson 26, we saw that if we multiplied both the divisor and the dividend by the same number, we would end up with the same answer. So now I'm going to divide 560 by 16. I'll fill in the dividend in the boxes and put my divisor on the outside. So we have to remember that in our division problem, it's the second number that's the divisor. So that goes on the outside of the box. The first number is our starting point, that's the dividend, and that goes inside the box. Okay, so now we're going to ask how many groups of 16 can we get out of 5? Well, I can't take any groups of 16 out of 5. So I'm going to move the 5 over to the next box. And now my question is, how many groups of 16 can I get out of 56? Well, I can think of 16 as being pretty close to 15. And I know 15 and 15 is 30. Another 15 would be 45. So that's pretty close. So I will try 16 times 3. So I'll do my multiplication off to the side here. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 1 plus 1 is 4. So we'll subtract 48 from 56. And we'll get 8 there. So I will put 3 above that box to show that I took out 3 groups of 16. And we'll move the 8 over. And now my question is, how many groups of 16 can I get out of 80? And I'm going to shoot for 5 there. So let's try 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 plus 3 is 80. So we'll subtract that. And that was 5 groups. And I have no remainder. So since 560 divided by 16 is 35, that tells me that 56 divided by 1 6/10 is also 35. Let's look at another problem. This one is 3 divided by 15/100. Again, I don't want to use a decimal for my divisor, so I need to turn 15/100 into a whole number. To do that, I'm going to multiply 15/100 by 100. That means each of my digits will move 2 place values to the left. So instead of 15/100, I now have 15 as my divisor. And since I multiplied that by 100, I also need to multiply the 3 by 100 to keep the equation balanced. So 3 times 100 is 300. Now my new problem is 300 divided by 15, and I know that will give me the same answer as 3 divided by 15/100. So the 300 goes inside the boxes as the dividend, the 15 on the outside as the divisor. I'll start by asking how many groups of 15 I can take out of 3. I can't take any groups out of 3, so I'll move the 3 over to the next box, and I'll ask how many groups of 15 can I take out of 30. Well, I know that 2 times 15 is 30, so I will subtract that. No remainder. I'll move that 0 over to the next box, and the question is, how many 15s can I take out of 0? Obviously you can't take any, so we'll put a 0 there, and that is our final answer. So 300 divided by 15 is 20. That means that 3 divided by 15/100ths is also 20. So the key here is to keep the equations balanced. However you change one number, you need to change the other number in the same way. And using that pattern gives us the same quotient as if we were dividing by that decimal.